Hey up everyone, what's going on and welcome back to Sheffield United. It feels very nice to say those words. Now, Burnley are on the horizon. We do have to go to Turf Moor, but there is a little bit of transfer news I do need to get you caught up with. There's been one in and one out. Actually, there's been more than one in. There has been inbounds and there has been an outbound. I'm going to start with the inbound because I have signed a rather exciting young Norwegian. That's right, I don't know how to do the A dot, but Hakon Evjen. I'm going to go with Evjen. And he is pretty dang interesting. Wasn't a lot up front. I was obviously very restricted with the £1 million. This one was actually done with the initial transfer budget. The additional funds brought in by the player being sold have yet to be reinvested. And of course, now it won't tell me the exact breakdown of what it was, but I'm pretty certain I paid them £500,000 up front and 2.5 over time for a grand total of £3 million for certain. And for a player that's immediately valued at 7.25 and 3 stars, what a shocker. I think that's very good value. He's come in from AZ Alkmaar. Potential ability is definitely 4-star. And there's a white star for the 5th there. So that's a change in FM in general, but he could be 5 stars. And I think he's pretty interesting. I mean, for a young player, the mentals are pretty good. There's a lot of 14s, there's a 15 acceleration in there, the dribbling's 15, crossing and finishing are fairly even, but it does make him an inside forward because he is left-footed, so finishing of 12, if you highlight the actual important bits there. The only thing really lacking out of the main stats for inside forward is balance, and that's 10, so not terrible. Fairly professional to begin with. Cuts inside is already a player trait, so don't even need to add that. I think this is really good. Contract-wise, it is 20k a week. He does have a release clause for 40 million, and I'm not going to lie, when that was automatically in the initial contract offer, I panicked and just left it in there because I thought, oh god, that's usually an indication of something good. I didn't want to change anything. I brought his wages down a little bit, and that was about it. I've also brought in Anthony Gordon on the other side, who is solid. £1,000 a week on loan. Yes, thank you. Has taken my other domestic loan though, so I didn't think about that one too much. Again, similar situation really. Decent enough mentals for the young lad. Everything's pretty solid inside forward. Only thing lacking on this one is anticipation. Off the ball maybe. He is backup, or very much will be playing backup. I've realised actually the left hand side inside forward is a problem because the player that was listed there first and foremost is actually left footed. I am working on getting in a right-footed left-sided player with the £10 million I have made selling John Lundstram. It's a player I didn't really necessarily want to sell, but kind of the situation necessitated it because he only has 1 year left on his contract starting this season up, and with £1 million in the budget and about £20,000 wages, renewing his contract was problematic because he starts the year on £4,000 a week. Therefore, his demands pretty much would have killed that entire wage budget. As you can see, he's on 34k here. I would have lost all of my transfer stuff just to facilitate renewing one player's contract. So £10 million for a player who ended up being valued at 12.5 on a contract with 34k, I think that's not too bad. And you can see 66 on the scout report to get him back again, if that was a thing. So I think £10 million is quite good. It allows me to reinvest. Should mention, I have filled his position. Johan Gabai is on trial, but I have offered him the wages. I'm hoping he's going to come in. It's going to be about £5,000 a week for the year. Acceleration, sure, not great, but those mentals, mentor, absolute mentor. And the technicals, still very good as well. Natural fitness 17 is quite handy, so what little physicals he has left will be held on to. What this means is, for the first match against Burnley away, we do only have the one change in the actual side, and that is Evjen on the right. Now, the problem here is Ben Osborne. He's that player I was talking about. He is left-footed, so actually, strictly speaking, he would be a better player on that right-hand side. Ben Osborne is just the greatest utility man in history. He just has 12 and 30s and everything, basically, and can play almost everywhere. So actually, I tell a lie. I'm going to start Anthony Gordon because he is actually an inside forward on that side. I am working to develop that one. There is one other change that is going to happen, and you can probably see where it is, considering there is an icon next to his name. I have already had an offer accepted on Baldock, which is 20 million from Newcastle, who frankly don't need another average right back, but I will sell them for £20 million, George Baldock, who is very good, I'm not going to lie, but he wanted a new contract again, and he's on £8,000 a week to start with. So to facilitate his demands, I would lose the wage bill again. And when you've got Jayden Bogle already, who can develop into that star rating a little bit more, I felt it was a little bit all right, really. For £20 million, I can reinvest those funds across the squad. It's one of those ones, really. It's one of those ones. We actually recognise Abate, a player that we've had before on this thing. Got him in on trial, contemplating that, 2.5 star. The complete side of things is not great, though. I am on the lookout for a better backup to Bogle in this sense. Fodderingham's gone out on loan as well. I don't know why we have 4 goalkeepers. John Fleck and Ethan Ampadu are injured, by the way. So that's all the news they need to get you caught up on in terms of this. Also, you will know this episode has gone up sort of out of schedule. I am going to put this one up on Friday. All things going well. But day one, Man City have already been Tottenham at Tottenham. And this is new. So I've not really seen this. It says change attacking to balance. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to change the entire formation, I think. I want me to bring in Billy Sharp, which is a complete nonsense. I'm just going to ignore everything there, basically. I don't need to know. I know how. Don't click submit team. Yeah, because we are away from home on this first one. I just want to see how the team fares. So I'm actually going to run with the more defensive formation. I do realise that for some reason in possession we have it on wide. I'm not sure why that's a thing, and we're not very creative. So I'm going to take a few of these tweaks off, I think. Counter press as well, I think. Also stuck in. It's probably until we know what's going on with this situation, I think we'll leave stuck in off. And yeah, I think we'll just essentially leave it quite neutral on the situations here. Again, I think balance for the mentality for the time being too. So we'll submit this team now. It's also worth noting I have given Brewster the number 9. Oh, he is actually back as well, which is good news. So Brewster returns to the bench. I need to give a number to someone. Oh, the new lad. 7 is available. Interesting. I think for now, 27. This is helpful. Okay. Not a lot of good signs there, I'll be honest. This I enjoy, though. Do it. But the lineups do seem to be pretty familiar. Kevin Long starting for Burnley. In fact, Burnley intriguingly bought Matt Ritchie off Newcastle as well. So after Jif Hendrick went on a free to Newcastle, they've actually spent money on a replacement from Newcastle. Newcastle have mugged them right off there. And this is the new pre-match team meeting. I want to say, what does hands in pockets? I can't, pump fist, give them the money's worth. Someone was motivated. Lovely, right. Defenders, I have faith in you. Midfielders, I have faith in you. Attackers, I have faith in you. Same things, just different situations. I've not given the tunnel thing away. Send the assistant. New match engine, I don't know how this is going to affect my camera placement. I'll be real here. And there is an immediate highlight, which I probably need to tweak. Oh, for God's sake, there's more things. I said I was experienced. Why am I getting all this? Making quick changes couldn't be easier. Yes, you've made it easier by putting the bloody stuff in the bottom left. The hardest place to reach with the mouse, with my setup. I don't know why they've decided to put the things at the bottom. Everything was so much easier at the top. I mean, in terms of the actual match engine, it made no difference whether they put it at the top or the bottom, but never mind. Right, settings. TV, please, thank you. Key highlights, thank you. Match speed, slightly faster. Replay events. I do not want goal line technology because that's still rubbish. I've seen an example of that already. It still doesn't show you anything in any way, shape, or form that resembles a goal line technology image. It just keeps the camera angle and shows you the ball in midair. So I will leave this with 3D for the time being. Evian immediately on the ball. This is fascinating. Bear in mind this was a highlight that existed prior. Now the visualizer's popped in there with the tablet. We do have a corner though, quite early on. Headed clear, and Westwood will get on the end of this. Not fully certain why we couldn't have played in red and white today, but Burge to Stevens. Stevens will run and run a bit more and continue to run. Ball's about to Anthony Gordon. Punts it into Burge, and Burge has scored 8 minutes into the... No, so he's number 8. Sorry, 2 minutes into the game. I'm used to the number being the minute. But just over 2 minutes into the game, Sander Burge has got the first goal for Sheffield United of the season, and quite possibly the second goal of the entire campaign for anyone, with only one goal in the early game. Immediate highlight. Bear in mind, I have changed this on to key highlights now. So Mousset's clean through. Moose, he's hitting it Pope. That's not changed. Striker's still smacking the ball directly at the goalkeeper. It's really unhelpful that the notification thing is in the bottom left, the only part of the screen I can't see clearly because of this. We've not even reached 7 minutes and we've had 4 highlights, 1 left over admittedly, but Norwood dinks it to McNeil. That's the player on the wrong side there, friends. Can we try that one again? Goodmanson. So it's a lovely ball, but Egan does get in the way of it. Thank God there. That was worrying for a moment. Ends back with Goodmanson. O'Connell. Ramsdale. I'm playing it a little bit dangerous at the back there. And that's just punted very long. Mousset outpaces that back line and smacks it at Nick Pope. I really hope that's not going to be a recurring theme. What on earth? Sorry, I didn't talk over the corner because I presumed they're still rubbish. The swerve on that corner from that angle. Egan's just destroyed McNeil there. Oh, it's Evian, sorry. Probably got booked for that, did he? No? Can't tell. I don't know where the cards would pop in. Only thing I can see is that Anthony Gordon has lost a little bit of fitness. As far as I can tell, Norwood getting a little bit tired, Egan getting a little bit tired. God knows how actually tired they are, because it doesn't tell you anymore. Mousset plays it back to Stevens. Baffling pass, but it's worked out for us. Evian is booked, right? So I don't know where it does tell you he's booked in the main page. Mousset has put it in the goal, but the camera angle has panned back to the referee, and, well, we've got a VAR moment here. It has been disallowed for offside. Are we going to see the offside? Yes, here. He's very clearly offside. I do not need to draw my own diagrams there. Bamford has scored against Villa, Barrow against West Ham. Arsenal 2-0 up at Wolves. And at this point, I remember there are shouts, and I'm just going to demand a little more from the lads, especially as Chris Wood's coming through here and equalise straight away as soon as I've done that shout. Chris Wood, though, notably one of the highest scorers in simulations in previous football managers. I've not simulated FM21 yet this season, but he was only behind Harry Kane in the FM20 simulations for the previous season. So keep an eye on Chris Wood in this year's game. No idea if he's going to be as prolific as he was last year. Ross Barkley has equalised. A very English situation going on there. Oh yes, we should encourage our players to do a short passing play because clearly it's not working from that diagram. XD suggests it should be, yeah, fair enough. So this tells me Evian was booked, but God knows where it tells me on the tablet thing. Aggressive, point finger, so that's assertive then, point finger. Cautious is hands together. Reluctant is hands in pockets, hands on hips. God knows what that is. Encourage is pump fist and praising is outstretched. Don't know what to say. Encourage, hands on hips. There we are. Inspired and motivated. We'll take that. Start the second half. Yeah, so clear. I mean, I'll do short passing. Although we have had a little bit of fortune punting it over their defensive line, as is happening right here, almost. Gordon runs into the space on his left-hand side. A few Burnley players are looking to close him down, though, and he skins them entirely. Plays it back to Norwood in what was a fairly cheeky move there, and Basham bashes the defender, and then Gordon smacks it at Pope once and scores the rebound. The camera has not pulled back to the referee that time. I was slightly worried about his positioning there, but it seems to be okay. And Anthony Gordon, the young lad on loan from Everton, has made it 2-1 to us. Basham lives up to his name there. I don't know, because that counted as Tarkowski sort of actively doing something with the ball there. I think that meant Gordon wasn't offside. Apparently we need to always press Ashley Westwood. That's a nightmare sentence. Press Ashley Westwood. Say that 10 times fast. Also a sentence I wasn't expecting to read, to be honest. Norwood, though, our own Wood. Basham dinks it over to Evian. What a beautiful ball and a beautiful goal. If it's going to count, it's pulled back to the referee and probably means it's offside. Yep, disallowed. I wonder if it will actually allow goals. I am intrigued by that yellow line. The yellow line is the defensive line and the pink line is us. It's not the player behind him that's the interesting one. It's the player down in the bottom left. If I circle him here, look at his trailing leg. Do we reckon that's above the yellow line? I'm not certain. I reckon we've been mugged off here. I reckon that player on their right back has played him on. But disallowed it is, and we have to accept that for the time being. But I'm not happy with that one. The first one, absolutely sure that was offside. But so subs, in theory, are a little bit... No, the button is subs. I think this will make substitutions a little bit easier, the way it's laid out now. So, Mousset not playing well. Brewster, I presumed you could just drag them on. That is so dumb. Why is there completely unclickable... What is the point of these? Does it work the other way around, maybe? Or if I can substitute off this way. There we are. That's how you do it. Admittedly, that is still faster, though. Evian on a 6.2 has just scored a goal, disallowed, and is booked on a... 6.2 is harsh. I don't know who plays over there, if I'm completely honest. Who's left-footed? Any of these lads left-footed, striker-wise? I don't think they are. No, everyone's right-footed. I think we replace him with Ben Osborne. It's not ideal, but I think we just have to bring him on there because he is left-footed, so he will operate in that role. He's not great at it. That's a lovely punt across to Ritchie. I thought the defender had literally just walked into it there, but Egan clears that one. And I don't know if the highlight's finished. It is, yes. So Brewster and Osborne on. Final few minutes. I'm looking at that. Is Bogle not playing? Is Bogle injured? I think Bogle might be injured. Yeah, he is. Anthony Gordon is knackered as well, though. And Gordon is one I can change fairly easily because all of the strikers are left-footed. Right-footed, I should say. Right-footed Oliver Burke can go on the left. Probably make him... no, finishing and the other one's the same. So actually, Burke's all right on the left-hand side. Bring him on, though. They've gone 4-2-4. Baldock with a late... Oh, I haven't actually put in the set pieces from last year yet. So I might do that after this game because you can just use them again. He's in so much space and he has equalised in the 89th minute. That's annoying. Egan can't keep up with him. Wood is completely unmarked. I don't know what's happened there with O'Connell and why he was so far away from him. He's been booked at some point as well. Right, they do need to fix the yellow card thing because you can't... It's on the bottom bit, I can see now. It is on the bottom bar, the yellow cards, but I would like it to be visible on the tablet portion as well, just because that's the bit my eye's drawn to, because I'm used to looking at the top, and don't tell me they're going to... Oh, thank God. There's 5 minutes extra time here, though. And it does end 2-2, which, as things go, isn't too bad. You can see we've had the better of the XG, 1.5 goals to 1.17. They're lucky to get a second, really, is what that's saying. And in fact, that late chance is a large portion of that, so... They were very lucky to get a second, is what that's saying. Dressing room. Yeah, I'm just going to... Hands on hips. I'm happy with that performance. And move it on. I think we edged it out. See, I think that's a lie. I think he was really good. Although that doesn't say much on the right side. Chances of creations, none. Intercepted, none. Key passes, none. He scored a goal which should have counted. It will hurt, certainly, but they can take the positives from today and grow as footballers. I think that's new. They will learn and not concede like that ever again. You will not concede like that ever again. No, I don't think so at all. We deserve far more than that. Continue. Oh, there's a new thing here as well. So the rest of the matches, West Ham beat Southampton, Arsenal stay 2-0 up. West Brom versus Fulham is a predictable 0-0. Leicester beat Palace. Leeds and Villa end up drawing as well. And Chelsea nick a late win over Brighton. That's a bit fortunate on their side, maybe. Well, this is a bug, obviously. All square in your first competitive match. I'm not prepared to answer that question, Deitch. Fairly certain that is not Sean Deitch's first competitive match. Oh, we get £500,000 from the David Brooks transfer deal. He's paid 40 games for Bournemouth. David Brooks. He's a player that I've been trying to get back. Before I ended up with Evian, of course. But with 1 million in the bank, it was quite difficult to do so. It's still difficult. Now I've got 10 million for some reason. I've already done what? I'm just intrigued what kind of post-match things pop in these days on Football Manager 21. So, nope, click the wrong button. Oh yeah, we have a Carabao Cup second round in the middle of this, which is against either Shrewsbury or our old favourites, Hull. Schmidt's late goal was lucky. That's why I like you, Sean. So transfer window closes there, and the domestic one closes there. What we might end up doing is we might end up doing the Wolves game and then the actual normal transfer window. The idea that these are probably going to be a little bit more spread out than you used to with York. But that being said, I think we'll do the Wolves game and we'll do the end of the transfer window, the main transfer window in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.